Hi, thanks for checking out our channel. Here's going to be a hopefully repair video on the Gallagher B700. This is a 7 store joule 12 volt powered unit that Gallagher produced for a while. They haven't made this unit in about 5-6 years or so, but the MBS Gallagher MBS 800 is what took its place. That's a dual powered AC/DC model. 8 store joules, a little stronger, but this is an old school unit. We don't see these come in all that often. So this particular unit's a 2000. Oh shit, I can't even read it. The numbers all, the center on the back's all wore off. But we're gonna pull it apart here and see what we can figure out with it. Gallagher themselves, I think the only part that they offer for this thing new is a capacitor, which is not super crucial. I mean, even if they didn't offer that, we could put a. We've got other capacitors we can stick in there the same size, but all right, let's see. Well, at the moment, nothing looks out of the ordinary. Looks pretty good. Let's pull this board out real quick and see if we see anything corroded, burnt, bug damage. All the surface mount stuff, I mean, you can't, hard to say, but looking at it looks okay. Top side, all this stuff looks okay, but we can check a few things out. Let's check the capacitor first. These blue ones that Gallagher used were pretty reliable. We didn't see a lot of those go bad. The older white ones, gray ones, the beige color ones, those would go bad over time. I'll read 18 out of 20. That's not terrible, but not enough to where it won't run. Let's check the primary side of the transformer. This style of transformer pretty much, I call them bulletproof transformers. We don't see these type of transformers from Gallagher hardly ever go bad. Primary is good, 0.2 ohms. I don't know what the secondary side is supposed to be, 25, 30, no, 9. So, wasn't for sure. Alright, so at the moment, the primaries, I don't know about the secondary side. Let's check a few little components on there just to see. Check these 2 big diodes here. That's good. Oh, that's shorted. So either that diode itself is bad or this SCR next to it is bad. Let's see if we can test the back side here and see what it reads. If it will read, it's got a. Okay, so let's try changing the SCR first, because that diode could be still good and it's just getting a false bad reading because the SCR itself is bad, and that's what's causing the issue. Another SCR over here, but I think that's not the same type. And I'm not going to worry about testing that one. We're going to replace that one here first and see. Alright, snip off this desolder braid here. And we're going to desolder the 3 solder joints on it. Solder in a new one. It's not the identical one, but it's one that would work. I think it's got a little bit higher voltage or amperage capacity than what this one is, but I think application wise it will work just fine. Alright, so let's pull this out here. I can't even read the number on it, so it's got a coating on there. That's no coating on it. They actually wrote over it with a permanent marker, so you can't even. I don't want you to read it. That's why. Ain't that nice? Alright, so we got this piece of wire insulation over the middle one. We'll go ahead and put it back on this middle one, just because. Why not? Alright, so we got a space. Bend those leaves out. And we'll bend them back in. So we get kind of a spacing like that. And this does go in a certain way. Let's check this diode real quick while this is out of circuit. No, that diode is bad too. Let's go ahead and recheck this real quick. Make sure it's actually still bad, because it may have been gonna. One of these could be good still. Okay, let's reverse our leads just to see. This doesn't read at all. So I don't know if one caused the other or what. But before we put that SCR back in there, we're going to have to change out this diode too. I wasn't for sure if that diode was actually bad or if it was getting a false reading from the SCR. But I'll be done with you in a second, Dad. Oh. Oh, get all your stuff. Oh, I've got stuff upstairs for Mom. My dad's heading home. He works part-time with me. He's at about a little over 2 hour drive home. So he leaves in the afternoon and comes back the following week. He leaves on a Thursday. Comes back Monday. It's like a 3-day weekend basically. Because he only drive home Friday. And he's retired. So just helping him out, give him a little money for helping me out. He likes working on things a little bit. And it keeps his hands busy. His eyesight's not very good, but he'll tell you that himself. Even with glasses. Alright, pull this diode out. Alright, I don't have the exact size diode, but I got the next size bigger. And that's not going to hurt anything, putting a little bit bigger one in there. Of course, diodes have to go in a certain way, and they're labeled on the board which way they go, so you know you can't really mess that up. Put that in like that, and this goes this way. Come on. Okay. Alright, now we solder out. Snip off this extra. Alright, switch and lined up so. Well, let's hope that we're doing the right repairs and everything else is fine on the board. because you can't get new boards, and you've never been able to get schematics for Gallagher stuff. So you have to do the best you can with what you can see and what you know what the parts are and what you can test. Alright, so this is 12 volts. So we're going to turn our power supply is set at 12.9 volts. This does have an on-off switch, and right now it is in the off position. Alright, I'm going to flip this switch on. Let's just cross the fingers it goes to working. There it goes. Alright, let's zoom in here a little bit. We're going to do some tests on this. We're going to see what our peak voltage is with no load. This is almost 10,000 volts there. 9.5 kV that way, so 9,000 plus volts out of the thing. That's pretty good. Let's put a 500 ohm load on it. We're at 7,000 volts at 4.4 kV. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're at 4.4 joules and about 7,000 volts output. Let's go to 200 ohms. .6, so it changed a little bit. That would max out. So it's about probably between 4.5 and 5 joules. So the 7 stored joule. So it's, you know, usually 50% plus or minus is what you're going to get out of after stored joules because of all the loss between the electronic parts in the board and the transformer. There's not 100% efficiency on transformers, you know. So, but this one's working good. I mean, you can put another capacitor and bump that 18 up to 20, but not going to gain that much by doing that. So, not for what the capacitor costs. I mean, let's see, really wants me to do it, then we'll do it. But I think he'll be fine for next handful of years. Hopefully it lasts long, because this thing was, I saw the board was a 2017 board, so not super old, but I imagine the diode is probably undersized, and that's probably what that SCR went bad, because the diode protects it on the discharge side. And so putting a larger diode that has more voltage and amperage capacity, as well as that SCR being a little bit higher voltage amperage capacity as well, that's hopefully going to help the longevity, because this is a better, this higher capacity. You're still going to put out and produce electronically what it's going to do on the board, but with those two parts having a little bit higher threshold of what they can handle, hopefully to make it where it lasts longer as well. So that way we don't have to see it anytime soon. But all right, well, thanks for checking out the video. Saved another one from the trash heap. Got it going. Wasn't a super expensive fix. I mean, a brand new one's $500-600 for a replacement, so it's definitely worth fixing, especially what was wrong. Nice cheap fix. So, all right, thanks for watching the video. Checking out our channel again. There are lots of videos out there on repairs. And until next time, we'll see you guys later on.